Hello everyone, it has been long time no see. My last Guan Yin story was published 6 years ago, and today I'm going to share with you the second story of Guan Yin. This is one of the very famous Guan Yin菩萨story in old ancient times. It's back to Tang Dynasty. They were a royal king of the kingdom. He owned a beautiful piece of land, and of course, he has a beautiful queen. And he has a very good life. He has 3 daughters, 3 princes. And this king, he was a kind person. But unfortunately, he has a very bad temper. All his soldier, his captain, and all the governors, the people surround him, all afraid of him. So he owned a piece of land. He has a huge power. He has a beautiful wife. He has 3 beautiful girls. And one of the youngest girl, his daughter, the name is Princess Miaoshan, and she is our main actress today. This Guan Yin菩萨has a special form of body. She has 1,000 arms, 1,000 eyes. So we say 1,000 arms, 1,000 arm channeling, Guan Yin菩萨. Of course, in the history, we know the Guan Yin菩萨have a different various form of the body. Some have 11 arms, 2 arms, or Tibetan Buddhism have 4 arm Guan Yin. And today we are going to talk about this, which is 1,000 arm Guan Yin菩萨. As I mentioned earlier, she was born in a very beautiful piece of the land, and his father was a king of this kingdom. When she was born, the Princess Miaoshan was born, and all the sky full with very precious rainbow cloud. And when she was born, all the maid or the servant around her can smell from the baby, from the childhood when she will grow up. She always have fragrance in her body. She had this very good smell. So people don't know why her body always have that very good smell. But one day, there's one chance discover why she's so different. There's as I mentioned earlier, the king have the 3 daughters, 3 princes. These 3 princes was having some gathering in the royal garden, the backyard, and the older sisters say, why I wish we always can stay together like this, have very flourish life, good father, good mother, everything, very wealthy lives. And I do not want one day we will separate one and another. Then second princess, her name is Miao Jing. The princess say, no, sister, it cannot be true because we are all women. One day we will all get married and we will leave the paradise, these royal kings, big paradise. So, and the youngest princess, which is Miaoshan, Princess Miaoshan, which is the Guan Yin菩萨, previous life. Then she say, she remained silent, and she finally say a word. She say, nothing is permanent. Our life is like the sky. There's a cloud, come and go. It's nothing can be permanent, stay there forever. So that's something people can feel. The Princess Miaoshan, the differences between her mind, what she wants to have her life, with different 2 sisters. So when they grow up, the king decided to try to recruit the handsome man for them to get married. And the first princess, Miao Jing, she found the man she loved, and also king approved, so she married him. The second princess, Miaoyin, also fall in love with a young handsome man, so the king also agreed she married with this man. So now the story comes. The Princess Miaoshan, she told the father, say, even though the two sisters already get married, they have a good life, but I do not want to get married. All my life, the main focus is cultivation. I would like to go to the mountain to do the retreat, to learn the meditation from the monks, from the nuns. I want to live in a temple, in the monastery, in the rural area of the mountain. Father, please let me to fulfill my wishes. This is my wish of this term of life. So the father of the Miaozhuang, the king Miaozhuang, was very angry. As I already said, right? He was the bad-tempered person. All the people around him was really afraid of him. So the king was so upset, so disappointed, and very angry. Why his daughter, the most beautiful, clever princess, does not want to choose a man to marry? So he doesn't understand. So he was very angry, but he doesn't want to show to his daughter. So he commanded his wife, which is the queen, to say, okay, queen, please go to talk to your daughter, or the youngest one, Princess Miaoshan. What's wrong with her? Why she doesn't want to get married? Try to find out from her. So the queen spent very long time being very patient and being very nice to her, and tried to convince her to give up her wish to stay in a royal family. But unfortunately, the Princess Miaoshan still insists her wishes. So the queen told the father, the king, say, you know what? I already tried many times. I offer her so many beautiful jewelry, beautiful clothes, even I show her a lot of good drawing of the handsome man. Nothing attract her. Maybe we should fulfill her wishes. Okay, the King Miaozhuang was not pleasant, but he remained silent. So one day, the King Miaozhuang, called the Princess Miaoshan, say, okay, you know what? I finally decide maybe I should keep you I should ban you in the palace. It means you cannot go anywhere. Just stay in the back garden of the palace and try to, to reflect. Is this something you want? And the Princess Miaoshan was still very enjoy her life, being banned by his father of the king. She meditate, trying, doing some of her own study. Nothing discouraged her, even though she cannot enjoy, as a normal, the royal family life, like ordinary life, but she still enjoyed very much. So the king was thinking, okay, you know what? Maybe this way doesn't work out for her. Maybe I should try to something more harsh. So the king banned the Princess Miaoshan in the back of the garden of the palace. So she has been restrict her activity in the palace, in the royal family. But she's still cultivating by her own way, even though she doesn't go to the mountain to do the retreat with the monks and nuns. So the king say, okay, you know what? Maybe I should try something harsh to threaten her, to make her and to change her mind. Okay, so the king decide to ban and put her in a court and to punish her punish the Princess Miaoshan. So the king ordered some soldier took the Princess Miaoshan to the court. And even the king tried to threaten the Princess Miaoshan to change her mind. So the king told his daughter, say, you know what? You are no longer be my princess daughter now. I am going to fulfill your wishes, make you free, have a freedom. I'm going to lame the soldier to kill you. At that time, the soldier was so scared. He doesn't want to, to actually kill the Princess Miaoshan. And at that time, the Princess Miaoshan also doesn't want the soldier to commit this bad karma. Killing her is a bad karma. Killing anyone is a bad karma. So she is about that time, she make a wish to say, you know what, I really want to liberate from this paradise. I want to do my cultivation. I want to go my own way. And suddenly there's a white tiger coming from nowhere, from the sky, and took the Princess Miaoshan out of the court, the stage, and out of the soldier, out of the vision of the king and queen. And the Princess Miaoshan disappeared, taken by the white tiger. So everyone was so shocked and wondering, where is she gone? And when the Princess Miaoshan woke up, and she realized she was in the dark, black pine forest. She was lying down under a pine tree, and she rests for a long time. She even doesn't know how long the time was. She woke up, and then she realized, and she is very close to the monastery. She wants to do the cultivation. And then she go to the monastery and talk to the head of the nun. And she say, I want to cultivate. I want to do the meditation. Please accept me. Let me stay here. And then the head of the nunnery, the monastery, the nun, to say, I welcome you. In front of the Buddha, Lord of Buddha's teaching, everyone is equal. You are not exceptionally more royal than other ones. You are equally with a slave. Everyone is equal because the Buddha nature is equal. So if you are willing to accept a life equally like other people, all the other monk and nun, you need to do the housework, cleaning the floor, cooking for others, cleaning the garden. You cannot reject all the work I assign to you, even though you are the royal member, you are the princess of the king. You need to take my order. If you decide to join the monastery, you need to treat yourself equally like other people. Then Princess Miaoshan say, of course I will obey your order, because being a cultivator, staying in the monastery, being a nun is always my dream. That is my path of a road I want to do. Please allow me to stay with all of the nuns here and the monks to practice. So Princess Miaoshan stayed in the monastery. She practiced her daily life like other monastery member, monastic member, like other monks, nuns, cleaning up the floor with the water, cutting the wood from the forest, cooking the water, cooking the meals for everyone. Nothing is exceptional. It's ordinary like other people. But because the head of nun also want to train her, so giving her the extra work she need to do. So of course, the Princess Miaoshan is busy with doing all the works, cleaning the floor, cutting the wood branches from the forest, and she used a very little spare time to do her own meditation. So, as we know, as every practitioner, Buddha's follower, we all have a protector surrounding us. Of course, Princess Miaoshan have a protector too, because she was very devoted in her cultivation path. So the protector surround her, try to help her. The protector come to took the water for her, to cutting the wood from the forest for her, to save some of her time. So Princess Miaoshan is able to have extra spare time to do her own meditation, her own sutra reading, chanting. So she is in the progress of enlightenment. And as we know, the King Miaozhuang, the Princess Miaoshan's father, is keep waiting, right? Keep waiting. The Princess Miaoshan, the daughter, can change her mind coming back to the royal family, stay with her, stay with all the family together. But the king realized that the Princess Miaoshan doesn't change her mind at all. So he was even more depressed and become extremely angry. So he ordered all his captain and the soldier members to say, now go to the mountain, try to burn this monastery, this temple, and kill all the monk and the nun to discontinue their practices, because I do not wish my princess stay with them. So all the soldiers come, set up the fire, burn this monastery. A lot of monks and nuns try to escape. The Princess Miaoshan suddenly realized this all disaster, this killing can make, caused by her, by she escaping from a royal family, from her father. So she decided to sacrifice herself. So she cut her own finger, and the blood sprayed all over the sky. The sky become fully redness and become like a water liquid to suddenly to demolish all the fire around the monastery, among the temple. So is able to save all the monks and nuns in the temple. So she decided to sacrifice herself. By her own kind, compassionate wishes, all the protector and Buddha already realized and hear her wish. So the Buddha come with the sky, with a crowd, appear in front of a Princess Miaoshan. And the Buddha told the Miaoshan, I'm going to save you from this condition. Now you are liberated yourself because you willing to sacrifice yourself to helping all the sentient beings and avoiding the soldier captain and then to killing those monks and nuns. You are willing to sacrifice yourself is true practice of the Buddha, true practice of the cultivation. This is called the inner wisdom. And you are on the path to liberate this wisdom. I'm very happy for you. Buddha told the Princess Miaoshan, you are on this path of liberation. So suddenly, this Princess Miaoshan realized she is in good faith in the cultivation. And she still continue in the mountain to practice in rural area in the mountain. And one day, she got some news from a secret goddess from the sky. The secret goddess told the Princess Miaoshan, your father in severe illness. He is dying. And your father need a holy person who have a good faith, is already on the path of the liberation. Had this person eyes, hands to become one of his medicine to cure the king's severe illness. The Princess Miaozhuang, when she heard this goddess told her, his father need a relative's hand and eyes to be a medicine in order to cure his father's life. And no second thought, the Princess Miaozhuang immediately to take out her both eyes, to cut down her both arms, giving to this goddess man, and pass to the king, which is her father. So when the king ate this medicine, he finally recovered. And the goddess man told the king, this medicine, the eyes and hands, is from your daughter, which is the one you destroy her cultivation path. You almost want to cure her. She still practice her bodhicitta, practice her kindness, practice her compassion, practice her path in the liberation path. So she offered her body, her eyes, her hand for your medicine. So suddenly, the King Miaozhuang cried severely and almost fade away. And he said, I feel so sorry for my daughter. I must do a sincere prayer for her. Let her can recover. So the King Miaozhuang prayed to Buddha, sincerely knees down himself and facing the sky and prayed to the Buddha. And the Buddha was always hearing all the sentient beings' calling and the wishes. And the Buddha heard the king, his wish. And so Buddha come to the king to tell him, I'm going to wish you, fulfill your wishes. So the King Miaozhuang told the Buddha, if my daughter Princess Miaoshan can recover from her hand, her eyes, her life, I want her can recover as 1,000 arms, 1,000 hands, because she was so compassionate to all the sentient beings, sacrifice her life for the monks, for the nuns, for the soldiers, for the captain, for me. So I wish and I sincerely do the prayer for the Buddha, please fulfill my wishes. And suddenly, the diseased Princess Miaoshan recovered her body even more beautifully than before. She had 1,000 arms now, she had 1,000 beautiful hands, which she can hear all the sentient beings calling her, wish her helps. So this was suddenly happened like just a magic, So the father of the Princess Miaoshan, the king, was so surprised, so shocked, and so touched by Lord Buddha's compassionate heart. So she also became a Buddhist, decided to become a practitioner, follower of the Buddha's path. And this is the part of the important story of the Princess Miaoshan, how she was being born, and she was so different when she was young, and she chose to become a practitioner. She doesn't want to get married with a handsome man. She decided to leave the royal family, all the precious life, to the mountain, stay in the monastic member. And she decided to sacrifice her life with all the sentient beings to save others. So This is her majority of the path of this one time of life. And this happened, fulfill her wishes. And also she is able to educate her father, who is the king, to finally become a devotee Buddhist practitioner, willing to walk on the path of a self-realization, self-liberation. So the Buddha finally told the Princess Miaoshan, you has been using your life, your body, your speech, and your mind to cultivate, to save all the sentient beings. This was a wonderful deed you have done for everyone. Now I'm going to give you one guidance where you finally can be practiced over times, which is 1,000 mountain of Putuoshan. This is from old ancient times of sutra text, has been documented. So this is a brief story about the Princess Miaoshan. And she was finally, with her magic power, flying to the 1,000 sea in the mountain of Putuoshan and continue her practice, meditation, retreat, until she enlightened as the Lord of Buddha. Some people ask me, is Guan Yin Pusa is a Buddha? Yes, certainly. Guan Yin Pusa is a female form of Bodhi's Buddha of Law. And Guan Yin Pusa have a different form of body, as I mentioned earlier, have 11 arms, 4 arms, 11 faces, 1,000 arms, 1,000 hands. And today, our Guan Yin Pusa is 1,000 arms and 1,000 hands. And after today's teaching and sharing, I'm going to continue giving the lecture about the 33 different transform body of the Guan Yin Pusa story to share with everyone online. I hope everyone enjoyed today my storytelling of Guan Yin Pusa. Hopefully, every one of you can practice compassion, generosity, kindness in your daily life. And one day, you also can make a good wish to liberate yourself and to liberate others from their mind, from their speech, from their body. And I sincerely wish my storytelling give you some good energy in this pandemic period of time. And thank you for watching. Hopefully see you next time soon. Thank you.